Well guys, I'm here today to talk to you about fruit vinegars. As I said in a previous video introducing the series of videos that I'm going to do about fruit vinegars and kombucha and milk kefir, I had never made any fruit vinegars before. I did attempt some apple vinegar a few weeks ago and it did not turn out. I didn't do it correctly. So one day I was making a pear cobbler and I decided to save the cores and the peelings in an attempt to make some homemade pear vinegar. I put about a quarter cup of honey in it. This is a half gallon. And today I'm going to show it to you. That was 3 weeks ago, approximately, maybe 2 weeks ago. Anyway, I've got it in front of me. I'm going to open it. I'm going to stir it and let you see inside of it, and then I'm going to put a clean coffee filter on it. And I'm going to take the rubber bands off of it, and in the top of it I have a scum, a white scum. That is the mother forming. I have a weight in there. You see, it's blue. I happen to have that, and I'm going to take a plastic spoon, and as you can see, I hope you can see that, bubbles are coming to the top. It looks very effervescent. All of the pear is submerged in the liquid. So I think it's about done. My next step would be to strain it. I'm going to put the weight back in there and put a clean coffee filter on it and come back and strain it. I'm going to taste of the spoon to see what it tastes like. Tastes sour. I can taste the pears a little, and it tastes very fermented. My pear vinegar is finished, and this is what it looks like. Now I'm going to pour it up into a mason jar using a funnel. I'm not straining it with a coffee filter to take out the sediment that you can see in it that makes it look cloudy, because I feel like that has got some of the mother in it, because I am also probably going to do a second ferment on it. And this is what it looks like. This time I'm not going to put any more flavorings in it. I am going to go get another coffee filter and fasten it with a coffee filter and let it set for a few days and see if there are any changes. But I'm going to let it sit out at room temperature. It does look good. I couldn't tell you what it tastes like. I could tell that it is fermented. I will mix this in with other liquids to drink, probably water and a little honey, because this one is made with honey, and see how it goes. Anyway, that's my pear vinegar. Hello, I did decide to put about a 1/4 cup of sugar into my pear vinegar and let it set and do a second ferment for a few days. I will bring you back if there are changes and I'll update the video. Anyway, that's what it looks like, and like I said, it tastes very soured, very fermented. I'm not sure that's how it's supposed to taste. I do know that I used honey as a sweetener for it when I started out, but I have since found that honey has a slight antibacterial quality or antiseptic, something like that. So I might not should have done that. I might have should just used white sugar. But I put some sugar in it and I'm going to let it set for a few days just to see what it does. It needed to be sweetened up just a little bit, I think. As I said, I don't really know what to expect. If any of you out there know how the vinegar should taste, should they be sweet? Should they taste like cider? Just please let me know in the comments below. And thanks for coming to Sharon's place. And if you would, subscribe and like, and I'd appreciate it. Today, I want to give you an update on my pear vinegar that I made, and after I made it, as I talked to you about it prior to this, I strained it and put the vinegar in the jar. I felt like it needed to ferment some more, but I got the pear peelings and cores out of it, as you saw. But I'm going to show you what it looks like today. It smells more like vinegar, and something that strange that has happened to it is something seems to be growing on the top of it. I don't know if that's a mother or what it is. It is cream color, gelatinous, but it doesn't have green in it or any white puffy things in it. No fuzz. It just looks similar to the way a kombucha mushroom starts out growing on kombucha tea, which I'm familiar with, but I'm not familiar with vinegar scobies, how they look. I'm not sure that you call them scobies. I guess you do, but most people refer to them as mothers. So maybe that's what's forming in here. I'm going to leave it a few more days of the second fermentation of my pear peeling and core vinegar, where I added some sugar, just white sugar. I was a little concerned prior to this because I had used honey, and I was afraid the honey might have had a bad reaction with the pear peelings and cores, but this looks more like vinegar and smells more like vinegar. Actually, it smells pretty good. I'm here to update you on my pear vinegar. Yesterday when we looked at it, I don't think there was much change, but there was a gelatinous substance on the top of it. As you can see, there is quite a bit of sediment on the bottom. And The gelatinous substance is on the top and it smells very vinegary now. I'm going to taste it and see what it tastes like now today. Not a lot more fermented. It's kind of a little bit of a sweet taste, but it's good. It's good. So I'm going to put this on it, back on it, coffee filter, and the elastic band. I did have two on there. I think I'm just going to put one back on there. They're actually ponytail holders. I'm curious about the stuff in the bottom. I don't know if the mother SCOBY would form on the top or the bottom. I was hoping a SCOBY would form, but it may not. I'm going to go and get a clean coffee filter and a spatula, and I'm going to stir that from the bottom and see what I find. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And I'm going to try to tip you down just a little bit so you can see. Taking that off and stirring in the bottom, just stirring all the sediment up. I think that's just particles, probably, of the pear pulp that was in the vinegar when I started making it. But I can't really tell. Anyway, I've stirred it up. Looks different on top now. Like a white foam has come to the top. Some of that sediment has come to the top. I'm going to put a clean coffee filter on it and one hair scrunchie or ponytail holder instead of two, and put it back in its spot in the corner on the opposite side of the kitchen for my milk kefir. I'll bring you back tomorrow to see if there's any change. Hi everybody, I'm bringing you back in for an update on my pear vinegar. I'm going to take off the coffee filter, the elastic bands, and see what it looks like. It smells more like vinegar. It still has this gelatinous substance on the top and the sediment in the bottom. Looks thicker, and we'll see. I'm going to have a taste of it. I'm scooting the gelatinous stuff on the top that may be part of the mother forming, and I'm going to taste it. It tastes a little more like vinegar than it did yesterday when I checked it, but I still think it needs to go a little while longer. I probably could start using it now, but I'm going to wait another day and see if that gelatinous substance tries to form a mother. And if it doesn't, it's still okay because it's good like it is now. All right, I'll bring you back again tomorrow and check it once again. I decided, instead of showing you my pear peeling vinegar that I'm making, there hasn't been much change in it. I think the weather has cooled down a lot. I don't know if that's why or if it's just done all it's going to do. But anyway, I'm going to keep looking at it, checking it on a pretty well daily basis. And if I have any great changes, I'll make a little short update video to tell you about it. My next step is I'm going to make apple cider vinegar. I have some apples in a cooler that my sister-in-law gave me from her tree when a storm blew it down just not too long ago, and they're in fine shape. And if I do that and do it pretty quickly, I'll video a short video on setting it up and doing it, and then I will just update you in short videos later as to the progress of it. So thanks for joining me on my pear vinegar saga. And if you would, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button and subscribe. And if you like, hit that notification bell and come back and see me. Thanks for joining me. Bye.